The Hexrivier Pass, ranking closely alongside the notorious Caymans River Pass as one of the Western Cape's most dangerous passes for trucking accidents, it's not so much the gradient that's problematic, but the long, straight, momentum-gathering descent which leads suddenly into a dangerously sharp left-hand bend. Thankfully, a substantial crash barrier prevents out-of-control vehicles from crossing over into the face of oncoming traffic. A strategically placed arrestor bed halfway down the pass has also helped to reduce the dangers of trucks experiencing brake failure. The pass, built in 1875 to a different line, is also host to a railway which is regularly frequented by the famous Blue Train. Starting at 965 meters above sea level, the pass levels out at the head of the Hexrivier Valley at 623 meters. It forms part of the national road system and links Worcester with Towes River. Starting from the high-altitude plateau at the northern end of the pass, one gets a perfect view of the towering Matroosberg Peak, which is the second highest peak in the Western Cape. As soon as the descent starts, the road splits into a dual carriageway, with the descending section being higher up the mountain than the ascending road. The descent is also slightly longer than the ascent due to the different line that it takes. At this point, one has to choose whether to descend via the left or the right-hand lane, and one has to remain in this lane all the way to the bottom of the pass. Despite all the engineering, emergency arrestor beds and safety barriers, the pass still has far too many accidents, many of which end up being fatal. These generally involve trucks and buses. The endlessly long stretches of straight road driving through the Karoo suddenly change when you get to this pass, and the major problem is, of course, speed and fatigue. During the bone-chillingly cold winter months, travellers are delighted year after year by the sight of the encircling snow-capped mountains, a magical sight in particular for South Africans. Conversely, the summer months are hellishly hot, rendering the previous winter's snow quite impossible to believe. The primary agricultural activity in the Hexrivier Valley is grapes, which are grown on a large scale both for export as well as for the local wine industry. Just after the arrestor bed, at the 4.7 kilometer point, the road heads off to the left in a very sharp bend, and one can't help but notice all the skid marks against the concrete catwalls and wonder the angst and horror behind each scar. This left-hand bend is where most of the accidents occur. It's a long sweeping bend that creates something of an illusion, as it doesn't straighten out where you expect it to. It curves through more than 100 degrees and then goes into a series of S-bends before heading back into the southwest and a long final plunge down to the floor of the Hexrivier Valley, where the dual carriageway blends back into two-way traffic. The views are really superb, especially in autumn and winter, when the vineyards turned into reds and ambers, peppered with 1,000 small dams that catch the blue sky in reflection. Right before the small town of Dodoens, at the base of the pass, there's an informal township. Watch out for pedestrians and animals here, and also note that there is an active camera trap. This pass ranks near the top of our list of dangerous passes, and it does have something of a reputation. It's not due to bad design or engineering, but a mixture of driver error and heavy traffic volumes. The pass has become a major landmark on the N1 route, as it takes motorists from the dun-brown plains of the Karoo into a wonderworld of colour, water, mountains and sometimes snow in winter. This pass should be viewed in conjunction with the Hexrivier Poort.